What's up, guys? Welcome to My Side B, episode 2. So this is basically the sides that most people don't see on social media. Maybe somebody on my friends list on Facebook, or maybe somebody on Twitter, or maybe somebody on YouTube, wherever stumbles across this video, and it's the video you need to see today, or you want to see today, or whatever. Um, I have tried to record this several times, and most of the time it's just devolved into me rambling, or it's been very strange, or whatever. But what I wanted to talk about is kind of my life motto, or what I choose to live by. The first couple of videos were basically me talking about how it would apply to somebody else, and I realized that that's not how this works. What I choose to live by shouldn't necessarily, I shouldn't try to push that on somebody else. But I digress. My life motto is there is no right or wrong answer. There are just things you choose. There are just things that happen and how you choose to react to them. And that basically is how I approach every problem in every situation. So if it's a negative problem, if it's a negative obstacle that I have run into, that's not something I can control. But how I choose to react to that obstacle is 100% within my control. Whether I get angry about it, whether I get depressed about it, whether I get frustrated about it. Again, these all apply to me specifically. I'm not trying to say that whether or not somebody gets depressed about it because they have a mental health issue, I'm not trying to say that's not real, because it absolutely is. For me, specifically, how I choose to approach a problem is 100% within my control. And that has given me the opportunity to then look at how I have approached previous problems. It has given me a lot of perspective. For instance, my father and I have always had a very, not always, I can't say always, it's never been always. My father and I have always had a strange relationship since I was a teenager. I was definitely an asshole when I was a teenager. Definitely an asshole. I think. Let me circle back around, because this is going to be a whole roundabout answer, or roundabout explanation, and I'll leave the father son relationship thing to a different video. Suffice it to say that I love my father, and he is 100% my hero, has always been my hero since I was super, super young. It was very, very difficult to grow up in his shadow, but he has always been my hero since I was super, super young. We just are so similar. We butt heads constantly. But the reason why I'm even bringing this up and how it applies to my life motto is that, excuse me, when I couldn't even tell you the exact moment, but after it was after a phone call with my mom one time, and my mom said something about my dad told her to call me because every time he calls me, I'm just frustrated. And I realized that that's not what I wanted from my relationship with him. And so, again, going back to my life motto, there's no right or wrong answer. There's just things that happen and how you approach a situation. And I realized that I was not comfortable with the way I was approaching that situation. I was not comfortable with being short with him, with being snippy with him, with having an attitude when he called. I didn't. That's not who I wanted to be, and that's not how I wanted our relationship to go. And so, over the past several years, since I was a teenager, I have consistently worked on that. And some people will just call it maturity. Sure, we can just throw it up to maturity. That's fine with me. Doesn't really matter what you want to call it. For me, it was more than that, because that is a small snippet of the the greater approach. That was one small section of my life that I wanted to change. And I realized that it wasn't, while the relationship is absolutely two people, I had control over my side of the relationship. I had control over how I approach things, how I spoke to him, how I answered the phone, um, what tone I used. Um, Again, that was a small portion of my overall life that that kind of bore the fruit of my motto, kind of created my motto. Um, but I mean, ultimately, that is how I approach my life now. Is realizing that in a situation that might be a difficult one, or an abstract conflict, or having to talk to a friend about something, or having to talk to a friend about a dark path they're traveling, or talk to a family member about addiction, or whatever. Ultimately, I had to choose the path that I was most comfortable with. And that's and how I would be comfortable with that is knowing that there were other options, but I chose this option, and that's the one that I have to stick with. And it's not right, and it's not wrong. My decision to my decisions have consequences, but they're gonna have consequences either way. So there is no right or wrong answer. And I also realized that the outcome's not always going to be in my control. In fact, 90% of the time, the outcome's not ever going to be in my control. But what I can control is how I approach it, how I approach the obstacle. And the conclusion is going to play out however the conclusion plays out. So if that helps you through your day-to-day to look at your life and say, you know what, I'm struggling with this problem, but maybe there is no right or wrong answer. Maybe there's just an answer that I can give, and that's the best answer that I've got. Now, if you are one of my friends and you see this video, you're going to be like, yeah, but the answer to 2 + 2 is 4. There's a right and wrong answer there. You're right. There's a right and wrong answer there. 100%. And yes, I realize that. But this is for more abstract situations, and this is for more how I approach my life. And hopefully, if you're watching this and you are one of my friends, now you have a better understanding of who I am and how I approach things. And maybe you like it, maybe you don't. I don't know. Again, outside my control. I can control how I react to you liking it or not liking it. I cannot control whether you like it or not. That is going to be it for my side B for the 50th recording of it. It's actually only like the 5th recording or 6th recording of it. I tried several times. I could not find the words. I ended up rambling like I'm doing now. I am going to try to put these out once a week. Again, they're a video blog or a video diary or a video journal or whatever you want to call it. Watch it, don't watch it. I don't know. If you do want to watch it, if you do want to see these, or you want me to talk about my views on something specific, please leave a comment below. I will not get into anything political, so don't ask me my views on anything political. I will not go into anything overly controversial right now, just because I don't have the energy to deal with that and everything else in my life. But if you have questions about my life specifically, I will be more than happy to answer them. So thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Be kind. Rewind. Pay it forward. I don't know how to end a video. Honestly, I don't know how to end a video. I will say that if you're watching this, if there was one thing that I wanted from you, one thing, I don't care if you like or subscribe. I don't care about that. The one thing I want you to do for today, and just today, if you're watching this video, is do something outside your comfort zone. It doesn't have to be a leap and a bound outside your comfort zone. It can be a pinky toe. Just do something that gets you outside your comfort zone. Do something new and exciting today. For you. For you, specifically. If something new and exciting for you is a walk around the neighborhood, do that. If something new and exciting for you is trying to cook something new or coloring a picture or whatever, do something outside your comfort zone. That's it. That's all I want from you. And hopefully you have a great rest of your day. We'll see you later. I'll see you later. I'll see you later.